Okay, no, that's wrong.
What? Just because Gonta was at the mansion doesn't mean that he isn't the culprit. All the culprit needed was a way to get from the roof to outside the mansion. Huh? Looks like Shuichi got it. I'll leave the rest to him. Kaito, I know how you feel. I know because we all feel it. But we have to face the truth. No matter how cruel that truth may be, we need to face it to survive.
Whose side are you on, Shuichi?
Kaito, please.
Aren't you my sidekick? Was that just a lie?
Kaito!
Fine then! I'll tear that sorry reasoning of yours apart and wake you up!
I can't doubt my detective work now. I want us all to survive. I can't back down. Was? Wir müssen mit Kaito? Holy shit.
Don't you know Gonta at all? He's not the kind of guy who kills someone.
Ich bin hier immer so schlecht drin. Ah shit. Ich war aber jetzt war ich bisher eigentlich ganz gut. Ach, so viel dazu. Ich sollte sowas nicht sagen. Ich bin so schlecht. Eigentlich würde ich in solchen Momenten gerne mal auf das Bild von ihm achten und mir das genau anschauen, aber ich habe keine Zeit. Ach, ich bin so doof. Alter, es geht viel zu schnell. Ach, shit. Ah, fuck. Die Faust. Discovered toilet paper outside of the mansion. Hä? Warte, was? War das falsch? Warte mal. Toilet paper outside of the mansion. Toilet paper outside of the mansion discovered. Hä? Ich hab's doch gerade richtig gemacht im ersten Versuch. Discovered toilet paper outside of the mansion. Fuck, jetzt war ich zu langsam. Discovered toilet paper outside of the mansion. Was? Oder verlese ich mich die ganze Zeit? Toilet paper outside of the mansion discovered. Was? Hä? Toilet paper, warte mal. Outside of the mansion, toilet paper discovered. Nein, auch nicht, hä? Ich raff die Grammatik nicht.
Remember how Gonta's always tried. Damn it! There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop.
Outside the mansion, discovered toilet.
Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us. Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect us. Damn it!
Mann, ich weiß es nicht. Ich werde hier down gehen, glaube ich.
There's no way to leave the mansion from
Toilet
the rooftop.
paper, the mansion outside of discovered. Toilet paper outside. Ne, das hatte ich schon. Hä?
Want to believe. Remember what Kokichi.
Ich will das alles nicht nochmal machen müssen.
Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect. Damn it!
Also das outside of the mansion ist ja klar.
Mansion from the rooftop.
Toilet paper, outside of the mansion discovered. Ne, das hatte ich auch schon. Aber ich habe noch einen Versuch.
Remember what Kokichi has done to us. Damn it! There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop.
Toilet paper, discovered, outside of the mansion.
It ends here.
Oh mein Gott, endlich. Toilet paper, discovered, outside. Alter, war das knapp. Das war mein letzter Versuch.
The toilet paper we found outside the mansion. That's what the culprit used to get from the roof to the ground.
The toilet paper?
The same toilet paper that was used as the murder weapon. That's why we didn't find it anywhere else. Not at the scene of the crime, nor on Mew's body. It was outside the mansion.
Hold on. If they use the toilet paper as a rope to get down from the roof, then they need to tie it to something. But there was nothing to tie it to.
Doch
I
klar.
know because I investigated the roof.
You're stubborn, Kaito. You're still going on about this.
Of course I am. I'm gonna believe in Gonta till the very end.
No, there was something that the toilet paper could have been tied to.
What?
Ja, klar.
There!
Habe ich von vornherein gesagt, tatsächlich, als wir das Toilet paper gefunden haben, dass man so runter kann.
Binoculars on the rooftop. The
Und
toilet
rauf
paper
kann
could
eigentlich
have
auch,
been
aber dann
tied
müsste man es vorher oben festmachen.
However, I don't think the culprit actually tied it down there. They just hung
Fuck, jetzt hab ich's.
and then used the doubled up toilet paper to climb down. But in that case, they would have had to tug on it in order to take it down.
Yep, that's correct. Because I came up with that idea.
Really?
But I thought I told Gonta to put the toilet paper back in the bathroom. Oh, I guess he ran into someone on the way and then threw it somewhere close by.
Das erklärt einiges.
Looks like Kaito's morale is shot, so this whole thing is done now.
The matter does appear to be settled.
That... it's...
So, it true. Going to really kill Mew.
But I'm the one who came up with the plan. Anyway, just admit your crime, Gonta. Even though you don't remember, you still did it.
But why did Gonta do such a terrible thing?
Wait, before you start crying, you gotta admit your crime first.
Stop! I won't let you, Kokichi. If anyone is gonna get him to confess, it's me. Gonta, I'm going to look back at the whole case one more time, okay? When you're convinced, you just let me know, all right? Let's end this together.
Okay, also wir haben Cellphone, Letters used as a sled, Map of the virtual world, Bottle of poison, motor locked out. Hier ist das Bottle of poison. Muss ein bisschen Leben regenerieren erstmal. Oh, das sieht so cool aus, Alter, der Kokichi. What was posted in the entrance hall of the mansion in the virtual world? Die Map. What did Mio? Okay, sie hat das Ding. Oh Leute, 4 Sachen hier. Also, okay. Item motor locked out. What object? Erstmal hier Cellphone. Und dann hier Item motor locked out. What did the culprit use to strangle? Ja, das war das Toilet Paper. Ups, jetzt ist hier wieder mein Toilet Paper. Und dann hier Sliding Teil. So, was haben wir freigeschaltet? Das hier. Signboard into the river. Ja, das war am Anfang. Hier. Und das hier. Mew smuggles in a hammer. War das nicht direkt am Anfang? Nee. Smuggles in a hammer. Hier? Ja, hier. Okay, und jetzt müsst ihr die ganzen Roof-Leute hier kriegen. Shuichi sein. Er war hier. Kokichi war auf dem Dach. Tsumugi war in der Küche. Gonta war draußen. So, jetzt haben wir hier noch das mit den Switch Chords. Und zu guter Letzt noch das hier mit dem Toilet Paper.
This is the truth of the case. The case began last night. After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world. To log in, you have to plug the memory and consciousness cords into the device. So, we all plugged those cords into our helmets and entered the virtual world. But the culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the wrong ports. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar. As a result, the culprit would forget everything that happened in the virtual world. It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well. Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder. But we had no idea this error even happened. And so we all logged in one by one. Meanwhile, Mew was the last to log in. She had modified the killing game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal. After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison and placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned. Yes, The reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world was to kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world. After we had all logged in, Mew explained the world to us.
Es sieht halt aus, sehen aus wie Chibi-Versions von den, also Chibi-Figuren, das finde ich echt süß irgendwie.
Use the salon phone to log out. Objects are unbreakable. Your avatars use all 5 senses. She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall. But her explanation was intentionally false. She wanted us to misunderstand the world. However, one of us was able to see through her scheme. The very person Mew was trying to kill, Kokichi.
Wieso hat sie ausgerechnet versucht, ihn zu töten? Das ist halt das Dümmste irgendwie.
Kokichi was going to use Mew's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case. Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive, so I don't know why the culprit agreed. But it seems as though right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder. Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mew had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world. Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mew investigated the chapel. Splitting us up was also part of Mew's plan.
Die Chibis sehen so süß aus,
Mew
ey.
told Maki that she was going to look around outside. She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion. Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river.
Ich verstehe immer noch nicht, warum sie das so gemacht hat, dass wir alles sehen.
Into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel. At the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mew's pranks. That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world. We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon. Kaito searched the roof. Tsumugi searched the dining room. I searched the kitchen. And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion. Around that time, Mew was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel. She passed through the wall and headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi. You see, the wall was a special wall that Mew had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through. And Mew had changed her avatar settings from human to object. That was the hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through. Mew headed toward the mansion, but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way.
Schon ein wenig doof auch irgendwie.
When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone. She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out. Then, she spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out. It was Kaito who was on the roof at the time. The same roof where Kokichi and Mew were going to meet. By having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, she was making him look the most suspicious. But her plan didn't go smoothly. Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Mew. While Mew was distracted by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind. And used the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Mew. This was only possible because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable. Mew's avatar was strangled to death, and the shock killed Mew in the real world. After the murder, Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion. The culprit then took the lattice from the storage room and placed Mew's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone. The culprit heaved the lattice over the railing and forcefully slid it down the roof slope. With a body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof. It went through the wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel. That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel and we heard in the mansion. Mew's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion. As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen. So they used the toilet paper again to escape from the rooftop. They hung the toilet paper from the binoculars on the roof and used it like a rope to climb down. Once the culprit was safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but they ran into us as we were leaving the mansion. In a panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby. Without that one little mistake, we might never have solved this case because the culprit doesn't remember. This is the truth you've forgotten, Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist.
War ganz cool, dass sie es jetzt gerade mit seinem Avatar gemacht haben und nicht mit dem schwarzen. Wobei es mehr Sinn gemacht hätte mit der schwarzen Silhouette, aber ja.
Gonta, this is the truth we've reached.
Sorry. Gonta not really understand, 'cause Gonta not smart boy. But if everyone agree, then everyone probably right. Gonta, trust everyone.
Gonta.
But why? Gonta kill Mew, forget everything. Gonta even think he not do anything bad.
Gonta tried to blame someone else and make everyone suffer. Why? Why Gonta do such terrible thing?
Gonta, it's not your fault.
It's Kokichi's fault. He must have tricked Gonta.
Huh? I totally didn't trick him. Before we go into that, it's voting time. We should finish up the class trial first.
But is this the right answer? We're not being fooled by Kokichi?
For once, I wish that we were.
Wrapping things up already? What a buzzkill of an ending! It lacks the rush of previous voting times. Well, after so many killing games, I guess it was bound to happen eventually. It's just as well. This killing game is a bad influence on the baby.
Oh my, Monotaro. You're even starting to look like a father.
Ja, also mein Vater hat auch immer so einen komischen Schal mit einem Stern dran und einen fucking Ninja-Wurfstern in der Hand.
Yeah! I gotta get my act together for the baby. Now then, pull yourselves together and let's begin! The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off! It's voting time!
Ach ja. Ich glaube, Kaede war's. Lol. Ich frage mich immer noch, was passiert, wenn man einfach was anderes auswählen würde. Von der Logik her müssten ja alle anderen trotzdem Gonta voten, selbst wenn ich Gonta jetzt nicht gewotet hätte. Und er wäre trotzdem dann der... Entschuldige. Ich wette, Kaito hat trotzdem Kokichi gewotet. Ja! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Stück, ja. Also haben alle, sogar Gonta selbst hat sich selbst gewotet, aber Kaito hat war so klar. Wenn es zu viele Leute gemacht hätten, wenn mehrere Leute Kokichi gewotet hätten, hätte das schief gehen können. Also es war ziemlich risky von Kaito, aber gut. Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Auf die Hinrichtung. Ich meine, mit Käfern, da kann man natürlich sehr viel machen, aber die sind immer extrem krank, die von hier V3, muss ich sagen, deswegen bin ich doppelt gespannt. Und ich möchte endlich wissen, warum er es getan hat, mal ehrlich. Wieso würde Gonta sowas tun? Ich verstehe es nicht. Er muss doch irgendeinen Grund gegeben haben, oder hat er wirklich einen Persönlichkeitsfehler in der Virtual Welt? Das ist einfach so eine lame Erklärung. Wenn das wirklich der Fall war, das finde ich eher traurig. Ja, da war ich ziemlich scheiße in dem Argument-Ding. Weiß nicht warum, das kann man halt, ne, das ist das Problem bei englischen Sätzen, du kannst die so oder so bauen, das ist immer richtig irgendwie. War vielleicht ein wenig doof, dass ich nicht, dass ich dass ich so oft dasselbe probiert habe immer. Wo ich eigentlich drauf kommen hätte können, dass es auch richtig ist, so wie es war. Aber das erste, was ich gemacht hatte, war eigentlich auch richtig, von daher, na egal. You voted correctly, congratulations. Give yourselves a hand, let me hear your joyful voices. They're all just moping around. They should be happy for themselves. I'm super happy. Hey, what should we name the kid? We should prepare 6 names.
Yay!
We're having 6 tuplets? I'm so heavy I might go crazy.
And another thing.
Hey Kokichi, you said this would liven things up. What gives, huh?
Here.
You said you were gonna liven up the killing game and the class trial. And I said I'd put the motive, the secret of the outside world, into the killing game simulator. War das da wirklich drin? That was just a lie.
Oh.
So it was just a lie.
What was that?
He just laughed it off.
Hey,
Are you satisfied, Kokichi? I want you to tell us. What is the outside world? Is it the motive you gave Gonta? I plan to explain all of that, but it's more like, how do I say it? You guys are just gonna assume it's a lie if you hear it from my cute lips.
Oh, I see.
But let's have Gonta explain it.
Huh?
Gonta?
Please stop.
Gonta doesn't remember anything. How can you accept him to?
All right.
Then we should all go back into the killing game simulator.
Huh?
What?
Because.
Why don't we ask the Gonta in the virtual world? But going back to the virtual world is... There's a much easier way than that pain in the ass method.
Gonta's memories didn't transfer over, so they're still in the virtual world as data. I can combine Gonta's consciousness from his last login with that leftover memory data. Ta-da! Alter Ego Gonta is now complete.
Okay, also das ist eindeutig eine Anspielung auf, wie hieß der nochmal, Chihiro? Ne, Chihiro ist aus Chihiros Reise ins Zauberland. Irgendwie so der Programmierer aus dem ersten Teil halt, der das alte Ego von ihm programmiert hat.
Alter Ego? Basically, it's a separate Gonta that only exists in virtual space. If we listen to what he says, we should be able to find out what happened in that world.
Huh? What this? What happening? Huh?
Is this Gonta? Is that Gonta?
What's that mean?
What sort of phenomenon is this? What did you do?
Hey,
Relax, Himiko, it's not magic and it's not a trick. Alter Ego Gonta is just a computer simulation. It's just imitating Gonta's thought patterns. It's actually different from the real Gonta. Gonta not understand. Who's this alter ego person?
now then.
It's even stupid like the real Gonta. You can hardly tell the difference. Plus, he's got Gonta's memory of the virtual world, so he should remember what happened.
Please.
Then other Gonta, tell Gonta.
Why?
Why did Gonta kill Mio? Why does other Gonta know about?
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, our plan failed. You can tell them the truth now.
Oh. Gonta.
Gonta no could save everyone?
Huh?
Save everyone?
Gonta don't know.
Answer Gonta, why did Gonta kill Mio?
Wrong.
Gonta just want to save everyone. He wanted to save everyone?
That's.
What do you mean, Gonta?
Gonta.
Gonta think for a long time. How can Gonta be useful for everyone? Gonta not smart enough to help with trial. Gonta strong, but no can fight exisals. Gonta feel frustrated. Could Gonta no could do anything? Gonta understand how this Gonta feels.
Yeah.
Technically, they're the same person.
But.
So that's why Gonta think he have to do it for everyone's sake. Gonta think he had to do it cause everyone else not want to.
Gonta.
Gonta kill Mio.
What?
What do you mean by that? I don't get it at all.
Oh.
Jeez, Gonta is bad at explaining as always. I guess I'll have to help. If we remember what happened at the time... No, we shouldn't, if we want to prevent another murder from happening. I'll take the card key then. Kokichi used his lithe body to his advantage and took the card key from Monokuma.
Huh?
The card key, so you used it? After working tirelessly, I finally found the door of the card key. After opening it, I saw the outside world.
What?
The outside world?
What?
That was Monokuma's motive? But why would seeing the outside world be a motive? I'll tell you guys in a second, but that was when I found out about Mio's plan. And it hit me, if I combined the two, then I'd be able to save everyone.
Please wait.
Save everyone? What do you mean?
Hey, hey.
Hey now, you gotta listen to everything I say first. That's when I made a deal with Monokuma. If I livened up the killing game, then he would let me use the outside world as a motive again.
Huh?
Again?
In other words,
Let me chime in. The motive keycard that Kokichi nabbed was the right to view the outside world. But even though he saw the outside world, he didn't try to use it for the killing game. He disappointed me, but then Kokichi suggested that we reuse the motive.
yeah.
He said we should bring back the right to view the outside world one more time, and I decided to run with that idea. So I loaded a flashback light with memories of the outside world and put it in the simulation.
Huh?
Memories of the outside world in the flashback light?
What?
The secret of the outside world in the virtual world was about the flashback light?
You know?
And if it was in the flashback light, it would mean the secret of the outside world is part of our forgotten memories.
Huh?
What are you saying?
Wait,
But why would anything about the outside world be a motive in the first place?
Incomprehensible.
What's going on here?
Oh?
You can't remember? Okay, fine.
You get it?
Let's talk about the motive later. We have to finish this case first. Monokuma hid the flashback light in the simulator, but I knew where it was hidden. And I showed it to Gonta in the virtual world.
hey!
You even knew where it was hidden? That's not fair.
To tell you the truth,
I just placed it. I never actually said I hid it.
too bad.
If everyone had asked, I would have gladly told you where it was. It's a little late for that.
Always messing around.
So Gonta was exposed to the flashback light. Yeah, when Kokichi and Gonta leave together. But Gonta can watch Kokichi so he not do anything weird. Gonta, you're so sweet, but I knew you'd say that. Even without your ridiculous physical strength, as long as you're selfless and courageous, you make a terrifying bodyguard. With you by my side, I know I'll be safe from any trap. Okay, then let's go. Now wait, Kokichi. It's okay, leave it to Gonta. Gonta keep eye on Kokichi.
Could it be?
Was Kokichi trying to lure Gonta off by himself?
Maybe.
The only person I entrusted with the secret of the outside world was Gonta. After that, Gonta got taken in forest near mansion. Is this flashback light? It looks like it. Maybe the secret of the outside world is hidden in it. We gotta tell everyone. Wait. Are you sure you wanna believe a liar like me so easily? Huh? This might be a trap, you know. Shouldn't you check if I'm lying first? I mean, you wanna protect everyone, right? This is a perfect time to do it. Protect everyone?
How'd this happen?
And they're going to remember the secret of the outside world. But that just confused Gonta more about what to do. What can Gonta do to save everyone? Gonta no could think of anything. So I told him, if he wants to save everyone, he should put everyone out of the misery. In other words, a mercy kill.
What did you say?
What?
No way!
Was Gonta tricked?
Wrong.
No, you're not tricked. Because when Gonta remembers secret of outside world, Gonta think it would be easier to die. What? Remember what everyone said at the beginning, that this academy is hell. Gonta agree. Academy that forced student to be part of killing game is hell. So everyone think they wanna escape this place, right? But it's still hell outside. If it's still hell outside, what do we do?
Huh?
What do you mean, Gonta? Inside is hell, outside is hell. What should Gonta and friends live for?
How this happen?
And everyone who died, what did they die for? It's hell outside and hell inside.
But
And then Kokichi tell me. Best way to save everyone from hell is to put them out of misery while they still not know. And only one who could do such dirty work is Gonta.
Yeah.
That's right, the only way you can save everyone is to free them from this hell. Gonta took on the dirty work for us. If he had survived the class trial, we wouldn't have lived in this hell alone. He would have lived in this hell alone, so Gonta took on that role for us. Shouldn't we appreciate him more?
Hold on!
Wait a minute, I still don't get what's happening. What outside world are you talking about? It's hell out there, what do you mean? What did Kokichi and Gonta see? What did we forget?
Hey,
Hurry up and tell us, or else we won't be able to understand it. Gonta, what pushed you to do such a thing?
Please.
Answer, Gonta.
sorry.
Gonta no can tell you.
Why?
Can't tell us? Why? Because if Gonta tell you, then everyone will end up like Gonta. Everyone despair.
Huh?
Despair? I know it, a despair that makes you want to die. A despair that makes you want to put everyone out of their misery. Did you think the kind Gonta would tell you about such despair from his own mouth? But now we don't know any more than when we started. Now you know how Gonta and I formed the killing game Busters, right? Then can't you accept everything about this case? You can imagine the rest, right? I used Miu's plan and turned it against her. I hid Gonta away from sight, where Miu and I were supposed to meet. Kaito not here? Kaito's not here? Yeah, you're right. Oh man, I'm honored you asked me to meet up with you, Miu. Is this a booty call? Or are you here to kill me? So, you figured it out, but there's nothing you can do. You can't resist me, I made sure of it when I programmed your settings. Ooh, guess I'm in trouble now. I'm sorry, but you should just give up. This is my only chance. I have no choice but to do this. My inventions will change the world. They'll make the world a better place. It's my duty as a genius inventor, so I can't afford to die here. Sorry, Gonta, so sorry. Don't be sorry, Gonta. She was trying to kill me too. She said it was for the world or whatever, but that was just a poor excuse. We're doing this to stop the vicious cycle of misery, so you don't need to apologize. But... Gonta, sorry. Gonta, so sorry, Miu. I already said you don't need to apologize. We had to do this for everyone's sake.
it can't be.
Gonta would never...
By the way,
You should know that it was Gonta's idea to slide the body to the Japo wall.
Huh?
Gonta's idea?
Gonta.
Before Gonta went to roof, he happened to see Miu walk through wall. Gonta tell Kokichi and he think of everything else.
but
Gonta gave me that chance. I like to think we made a pretty good team. Also mal ehrlich, Mius Plan war richtig schlecht. Sie wurde von 2 Leuten beobachtet beim Rübergehen und so, also ihr Plan war so schlecht, einfach nur.
Stop it.
That's good, what's good about that? You're the worst. That whole story, that's everything that happened.
Well,
So in the end, you don't plan to tell us the secret of the outside world?
Sorry.
Gonta no can tell you that.
Always messing around.
Hearing that story, it sounds like you were tricked by Kokichi.
How can this be?
Gonta did kill Miu, Gonta really did it.
Sorry.
Sorry, everyone, Gonta is so sorry.